Hello, hello. Excuse me. Got a frog. Margaret Lloyd here. Internal shift, new life ahead. Well, today I'm gonna talk about some information that I got from Narcissistic Victim Syndrome Support Space. One of the questions someone had, how do I get my narcissistic ex-girlfriend back after she dumped me? She's acting so cold and showing no empathy to my suffering. And you want her back? Why? I'd have to ask. If she's not showing any empathy, sympathy, any care, why would you want her in your life? Honey, dump her like a hot rock. She's not even worthy of being a potato. No. If you know she's a narcissist and you really want her back, then you must be new around here. Says Cora, Narcissism Support. Otherwise, you'd already know the best course of action. If you want to preserve your mental health, you must simply go no contact with her. Delete, block her on all messaging, phone, social. Focus on healing and finding someone deserving of your love. Because there is someone out there. She never loved you. She was just using you as a supply. And if you get back with her, then the cycle of abuse will repeat and likely be worse next time. Walk away. That's what I did. I had to. Because the next time he would have killed me. He would have literally killed me. He tried this last time. He would have literally killed me if I'd stayed with him. Walk away. She will never truly love you. She never did. Another question. How do you know if you made a narcissist mad? Well, the obvious answer to that is they scream and yell a lot and call you names that you don't deserve. They try to scare you. If you're out and about and get into a fight, they'll scare you with their driving. When they're taking you home. And then more name calling and screaming. And how much it's all your fault. It's all your fault for him yelling. Yeah, think about that one. It's your fault for yelling and all the hard times they've had in their lives, how terrible they've always been treated in their life. That's why they yell. Curse words. It's always someone else's fault. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's someone else's fault. My ex-husband used to always blame me. It was always my fault if something went wrong. It wasn't anybody else's fault. Nobody else did it. It was me. I was the dummy. I was the fool, the idiot. Never him. Never him. It was always on me. Me being the one that caused the fight, that caused the problem. What are the earliest warning signs of a covert narcissist before they start abuse? Now that I'm out of it and looking back, one of the earliest subtle but unsettling signs was what his answer was when I asked him why he was with me. He told me it was because I cared for him more than anyone else and had given him more than anyone else ever had. If you notice, his answer had nothing to do with my personality, our connection, or anything to do with the way he felt about me at all as a person. I loved him and put my best into the relationship, but felt a strange lack of connection on his part, which is why sometimes I would ask him why he was with me out of curiosity. He would try to reassure me his love was genuine. But when I asked this question, his answer was always the same. It was about everything that I did for him and what he got from me. What do narcissists do once they know they lost you forever? Well, they don't actually think they have lost you forever. No matter how cold you are, or how much you block them, or how little you talk to them. The narcissist will be somewhere thinking you are pining for them and wanting them back. Really? That is why they can suddenly appear out of nowhere years after the split when you are happily involved with someone else and act as if nothing ever happened. There is the real world, and there is narc world, and they are very different. I'll be right back. Need to go get me some water. Thank you for giving me a chance to go get me refill my glass of water. All right. So, what are the earliest signs of a covert narcissist before they start abuse? Now that I'm out of it, looking back, one of the earliest subtle but unsettling signs was what his answer was when I asked him why he was with me. And he told me because I cared for him more than anyone else and had given him more than anyone else ever had. If you notice, his answer had nothing to do with my personality, our connection, or anything to do with the way he felt about me at all as a person. I loved him, put my best into the relationship, but felt a strange lack of connection on his part, which is why sometimes I would ask, why are you with me? Just out of curiosity. And he would try to reassure me his love was genuine. But when I asked this question, his answer was always the same. Not that you have beautiful blue eyes or a pretty smile. No, it's what you do for me. And that's neglect. What do narcissists do once they have lost you forever? Well, they don't actually think they have lost you forever. No matter how cold you are, or how you block them, how little you talk with them, the narcissist will be somewhere thinking you're pining for them, wanting them back. Really? Why? That's why they can suddenly appear out of nowhere years after the split, when you're happily involved with someone else, and act as if nothing ever happened. There is the real world. There is narc world, and they are very different. What they will do in the immediate aftermath of the split is badmouth you, absolutely. There's a good reason for this. It is in case you spill the beans about how you behaved. They discredit you. You will be an alcoholic, have drug issues, be a bad mother, a spendthrift, whatever works with your set to cast you in a bad light. And they will act as though none of this happened if you meet them years later. Don't try to make sense of narc world. The rules there are very different. Just try to find out what the rules are in case you meet a narcissist randomly or have narcissist relatives or a narcissist boss. Stay away from them as much as you possibly can. You will find out why I say this. I always recommend is there a narcissist in your life? Amanda Climate Amazon, short and clear. It will show you very clearly why staying away from a narcissist is a good idea. That's a book by Amanda Climate on Amazon. Is there a narcissist in your life? Well, now I'm going to stray away from narcissism. This is something else that I read this morning. And thought would be very helpful for most of us in this changing world that we are living in. I'm going to start off with 3 morning rituals that will change the rest of your life. A good morning and thus a good day aren't just experiences that magically happen. They're created consciously. Most of us are distracted from the get-go every morning. Trivial activities like checking social media, watching TV, worrying about things we can't control often set the tone of the day. And that means we waste our most well-rested time on things that don't matter while gradually losing touch with the significant controllable parts of our life that actually do matter. We simply forget that the morning hours are enormously important. They are. They form the foundation from which the day is built. We forget that how we choose to spend these hours can be used to predict the kind of days we're going to have, and ultimately the kind of lives we're going to live. So if you feel like you've been getting a rough start lately, and stumbling through your days with diminished intention and focus, it's time to consider some small shifts in your mornings. Your morning rituals gradually make a big difference. And before we get into the rituals, I'd be shocked if you haven't been told to do these things in the past. And this is from Mark and Angel Chernoff. The problem is, most of us slack off on the things we need to do for ourselves, even though we know better. I used to wake in a hurry and then move through the mornings at the mercy of whatever came up, stumbling into work, errands, client meetings in a fog. It was awful, but it was our morning routine. We didn't know any different. So we didn't think we could change things. Thankfully, we were wrong. Mark and Angel gradually implemented 3 morning rituals that we're going to cover, and everything changed. Our mornings are now solid foundations from which we consistently yield positive results, and that's what we need. We all need those positive results. And we've been going strong now for 20 years. In addition, we've helped hundreds of course students, coaching clients, live event attendees implement these rituals in their lives too, and helping people like myself who read this on YouTube. And many of them have come back to us later to say thank you. My hope is that you find value in them as well. And now, please note how I mentioned gradually above. If you aren't doing any of these things right now, start with just the first one, then add the second in a couple of weeks, and then the third sometime later. But, you do it the way you think you can do it. Wash your dishes. You are eating the most important meal of the day, right? Good. Now you can leverage your breakfast to strengthen your self-discipline. And self-discipline is a vital skill to be honed. It is the ability to overcome distractions and get the important things done. It involves acting according to what you know is right, instead of how you feel in the moment, perhaps tired or lazy or distracted by something else, which typically requires sacrificing immediate ease for what matters most in life. A lack of self-discipline for most of us is often the result of lack of focus. Absolutely. Oh, my brain is not focused. It's constantly going in 20 different directions. It needs to settle down. In other words, we tell ourselves we're going to do something, but then we don't. One of the easiest, most effective ways to build and maintain daily discipline. Start small every morning. Very small. Simply wash your dishes after breakfast or put them in the dishwasher. At least get them out of the way. Yes, and they mean literally wash your dishes with your own 2 hands. Just one small step forward each morning. When you eat your oatmeal, wash your bowl and spoon. When you finish drinking your morning coffee, rinse the coffee pot in your mug. Don't leave any dirty dishes in the sink or on the counter for later. Wash them immediately. Form this ritual one dish at a time, one morning at a time. Once you do this consistently for a few weeks, you can start making sure that the sink has been wiped clean too. Then the counter. Then make your bed. Pack yourself a healthy lunch. Start doing a few sit-ups. Meditate for a few minutes. And so forth. More on the latter two. Exercise and meditation coming below. Do one of these at a time each morning, and you'll start to build a healthy ritual of self-discipline. And finally, know yourself to be capable of doing what must be done and finishing what you start. That's what I have to do. Finish what I start. But again, the next few weeks, just wash your dishes after breakfast mindfully with a smile. Number 2, exercise. Use exercise to train your body and mind for 15 minutes or less. You can do that. In fact, what I would rather do than exercise is take my dog for a walk. Exercise is the simplest, fastest way to change your life, not only because it strengthens your body, but because it also strengthens your mind. It does. It's self-initiated activity that imposes a necessary level of mental and physical effort to fuel growth, and it almost instantaneously instills a positive sense of self-control into your subconscious, even when other circumstances in your life seem chaotic. In a vast world that is often well beyond your control, exercise becomes a personal space where you are able to train and regain mastery over your world. Only you can move your body. Only you can put one foot in front of the other. Only you can decide how far you will push yourself. When you start your day like this, grounded and in control, the wider world is far easier to navigate. Furthermore, a consistent daily exercise ritual literally changes the physical inner workings of your brain. In the book, best-selling book, Spark, the Revolutionary New Science of Exercise in the Brain, Dr. John Ratey discusses data he collected through years of researching the neurological changes exercise causes in the brain. Exercise physically elevates a specific protein in the brain that Dr. Ratey calls miracle grow for the brain. Exercise is the single most powerful tool you have to optimize your brain function. Aerobic activity has a dramatic effect on adaptation, regulating systems that might be out of balance and optimizing those that are not. It's an indispensable tool for anyone who wants to reach his or her full potential. Establish presence through meditation for 15 minutes or less. Same principle of starting small that we just discussed above applies here as well. With that said, however, a morning meditation ritual of only 15 minutes is no easy feat for most beginners. During the first several attempts at meditation, most modest novice meditators tend to find it nearly impossible to head itches for some reason. Quiet their mind. Because of this, many of us try meditation once or twice and do not see a value in it. It does not immediately instill the same sense of control over that exercise does. But with practice and patience, meditation can be far more powerful. And it can. I used to have trouble with meditation. I just felt like, yeah, why am I doing this? I'm sitting here with my eyes closed, just breathing. What is it doing for me? If you do it long enough, it does help you relax. Relaxes your mind. It frees your brain. I started at 5 minutes. There is an app called Calm, and they have timed meditation. And it really helps. And once you go through those for a while, then you're able to do it on your own. But I really enjoyed doing the Calm meditations. Really helped me in getting my head together to meditate. Because meditation lowers your stress, increases mental presence, awareness. And when we bring a more relaxed presence into our morning hours, into the foundation of our day, makes everything that happens from there much easier to deal with. It makes your day better, brighter. It makes the day what you want it to be. And we always want a good day. I gotta take this, be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so it makes everything that happens from there a much easier to deal with if you have a strong foundation of your day. And we're better able to better regulate our bodies, our minds, and our life. And with this awareness and acceptance, we find better solutions, healthier ways to cope, and a general sense that people are friendlier and cats purr louder. On the contrary, when we are stressed out and distracted in the morning hours, our mind is split and frayed. Absolutely. One part is firmly focused on whatever is pressing in upon us, while the other part is giving minimal attention to whatever tasks need to be done. So, we need to be mindful of what we're doing. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to think positively, constructively, to where we're able to do what we need to do on a daily basis. And if we do that, then everything's going to be just fine. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be cool, be okay. So with that in mind, peace out. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. I'll take care of me. You take care of you. And we'll see each other on the flip side. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Super thanks are always appreciated. Any thanks, any comments, please. If you have a subject you would like me to discuss more, let me know. Comment, let me know. I love to hear from you.